Phil, obviously a decision that's been a long time coming about retiring as athletic director. This is something you're at peace with and something you've pondered for quite some time, correct?
Well, Kenny, when you reach a certain age, you start thinking about your retirement and when to retire, when's a good time. And be honest with you, I've been thinking about it for about 3 or 4 years and just decided recently to go ahead and pull the trigger. There's a lot of things that I want to do. Watch my grandkids play college sports, watch them play high school sports, and that's going to afford me that opportunity.
So strange because you've been in athletics all your life. You were a player and a really good one dating back to your childhood, and then in the 60s in high school and college, and then you pretty much went into athletics as a career after college pretty quickly. So you've been in this roughly for the better part of 50 to 60 years.
Actually, I started playing Little League Baseball when I was 8 years old and have been playing or coaching or been involved in athletics since then. So it has been basically all my life.
We were reminiscing, and you've spent, of all the places you've been, this is by far the longest tenure you've had. 25 years, a nice round number. And when you think about it, when you took the job in '94, was it everything, as it turned out, that you envisioned it would be?
Yeah, you never know once you get into a job. But I knew so much about Rummel because my son came here before we moved to Thibodeau. He spent 2 years at Rummel. I recruited this school for every college that I ever coached, so I was very familiar with it. And I felt it would be a good fit, and it was time to try to settle down after all the moving I'd done. So I felt like this would be a good spot. You never know how long you're going to last at a place, but everything worked out. Had good people I was working with and good coaches, and it's been a lot of fun.
A lot of state runner-ups, 7 state championships in 5 different sports since you've been here. And obviously those are things that you'll always point to and remember as some of the best memories.
Well, and the thing about, state championship and having won one myself, it's very, very difficult. It's not easy with the competition, in the whole state. But I felt our kids competed well, and that was one thing that I wanted when I came here, is for the kids to compete. And we had a lot of runner-ups. We had some state championships, a lot of district championships in different sports. And it's been a lot of fun. And I've always enjoyed watching the kids in junior high school and watching them progress up to a senior, just to see how far they've come and how much they've matured.
You had to make some hires, obviously, and Larry Schneider was a legend. He was incredible, and the guy won 4 state championships and got to the semifinals and finals so many times. He's one of the best of all time, and you had to make a hire there. You hired a Rummel grad and Frank Cazzo, and he was a very good hire who did a great job here, right?
Frank did a real good job, but truth be known, when I came in, Frank was already hired.
Mm-hmm.
But we worked very, very well together, and he's had an outstanding career, at the places that he's been, and really proud of the job he's done at all the schools he's been at in the state championship again last year at Riverside.
You had to hire basketball coaches several times, and you've hired some good people, but everyone will always point to that biggest decision you made when you had to hire a new football coach when you came in.
It was just about right off the bat. The first year I was here, coaching staff, good people, but felt like we needed to go in a different direction. And I was looking for somebody young that I think would have a identity with the school. And the perfect choice, obviously, was Jay Roth. He was young at that time, never been a head coach, but I knew that his love for the school and his knowledge of football, and just the way he grew up, that he would be an excellent coach. And he's turned out to be really above expectations of just about anybody you could think of to get hired, because we had some options to hire some other people and some good people, but I felt like I wanted him because I thought he'd be here for the long haul, which he has been.
You have to be proud of the way that's turned out. He's one of the most underappreciated guys in terms of what he's accomplished over that period of time. He's been here the same time you've been here, and by the time he's done, whenever that is, he's going to be in the top 10, 20 in the history of the state.
Oh, no question about it. He's already got more wins than anyone in the history of the Catholic League. And it's not only his football knowledge and coaching ability. The kids are very, very disciplined, and they respond well to his coaching. And he does a good job with his assistant coaches, getting them to buy into everything that he's teaching.
So many great moments, but ironically, we were talking about maybe the 2 best moments in your career from a coach and an administrator have come at the cost of a school you know a little bit about in Barbe High School, because you've had a couple of grandchildren there and another one going there soon. Talk about those 2 things.
Well, in 1980, we played, when I was at East St. John, we played the last state championship before the Dome games. And it was at McNeese, and it was 25,000 people there. It was incredible, and it was a great football game that we were fortunate to win. And then in 2012, the next time that Barb has made the finals, I'm the athletic director, and we're playing them for the state championship. I had a granddaughter cheerleading, and I had a grandson playing for Barb, so it was sort of mixed emotions. But and that was also the final game that I consider the true state championship before the split.
You know, speaking of the split, one or two more questions. I mean, obviously, it's got to be the biggest disappointment in your career, having been around this for such a long time as a coach and then as an administrator.
Yeah, I mean, when I coached at East St. John, public school, we never thought about private schools or who got what, who did what. We just went out and played, and I think it's really hurt the state's image having a split. I think so many championships just waters down the ones that really deserve it, and it's been very disappointing, not only in football, but now it's carried over to softball, basketball, and baseball, and that's very difficult when you're giving out so many trophies for runner-up and state champions. It just waters it down.
And finally, what has Rummel meant to you, and what do you see for Rummel in the future?
Well, like I said, my son Trey, he came here in the 9th and 10th grade when I was coaching at Tulane, and I've always recruited this school. It's always had a great atmosphere. I like the people, and coming here has meant a lot to me, and it's been a great experience. You know, working with the people here, the alumni, working with the coaches, and it's been something that's been very, very special. No way did I know that I would be here 24, 25 years, but it's all worked out good, and I'm telling you, you got to enjoy it because you just, eventually these days come, but I'll always be a Raider and always come back to the games, and it'll be a lot of fun. I don't have to worry about if the ambulance shows up or the officials show up or anything like that. I can just sit back and enjoy it.
Congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you, Kenny.